Happy Friday. It's me, Jenny McKinney. This is Juice with Jenny. But today my juice is clear. And I have a metal straw. How do you feel about that? Do you like a metal straw? It feels clean, but it also feels like an aggressive material to me. Oh gosh, and paper straws are definitely out. Wet paper, gross me out. No good, no good. Yeah, so my glass today is my chaos coordinator, which is super cute. The little nuggets at work sent me that. How cute is that? Someone who solves problems you never knew existed in ways that will blow your mind. See also Ninja Rockstar Legend. Yeah, chaos coordinator. Woohoo! All right. So if you're here, let me know. And if you're here later, let me know that too. You can put live or replay whenever you're seeing this. So I appreciate that. And so how are you feeling in this full moon energy? Whew. I know I feel it usually 3 days before and 3 days after the full moon. And then so we have two dogs, Linus and Cora. And Linus his birthday's in July, so he's also a Cancer, and he feels it too. So it's kind of crazy because 3 days before the full moon, he'll start waking up super early in the middle of the night and get kind of restless and want to go outside and chase animals. And then that's how I know when the full moon is coming without even checking the schedule. So yeah, we have 6 days of getting up super early in the middle of the night. So that's pretty fun. Does the full moon affect you? So speaking of being affected, I checked the energy reports for April. And what I usually do is I send those out to a group of people or an email list, or I put them out here to be available because I find really good resources, and then I just want to share those because why repeat what the people are already given you? So the people that I like to listen to monthly are Lee Harris. He's an intuitive that does a monthly energy report. He talks about like taking the pulse of everything. So he gets energetic downloads. He also channels the Z's, which is his spirit team. And he gives messages, been on a lot of podcasts and all that. So he's amazing. He does, he just put out his April energy report with 8 themes. The cool thing is if you listen to him, which I've been following for a while now, thanks to my friend Jen Hill. And he just started adding a journal. So you can download the PDF and follow along. Whereas before I was like notes and taking all the notes. So that's a great addition. So that's downloadable in the YouTube video. And I'll put these resources attached here as soon as the video is done. So Lee Harris, and then the other person I listen to, her name's Maria, and her channel is This is Maria, and it's Mariya, and she does a 20-minute monthly energy report also. And you can kind of see like what resonates with you, take it or leave it. And with her, hers are a little bit different because she taps more into like different colors and like booby rocks to use and things like that. So it's kind of fun because she gives just different resources. And it's interesting to see if the energy is similar, right? If they're picking up the same thing. So I will share with hers, if you don't get a chance to listen to it, just to give you a little snippet. She did mention that April is going to be a fiery month, like fire. And then she also did another video on the 4/4 portal. So I'll put that in here as well. And because she'll do if there's like a little portal of the month, she'll do an additional video for specific things, and she'll give a meditation, and sometimes she'll do an affirmation in there for you. And then like fun colors to wear or things to eat or things to drink, which she shared in the 4/4 video this month. So with it just being date specific, it's like numerology, astrology, and the things. So I don't know a lot about astrology, but I do know that when they start talking about this planet and that planet and this planet, I just listen for the parts that, how does that affect me? Right. And so a lot of times I just listen to things that I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about, but I can get the message when they start going into, and this is what that means. Because I need the translation because I don't know what does that mean, right? All right, cheers. So yeah, so I'll put those resources here, and then I had another visit with Mayflower this week, which was super fun. So Mayflower is the cow that I get, the Highland cow that was hurt. That's not fun. But we get to spend time with her and just kind of lift her spirits and help let her know that she's being supported. And last week I asked if I would be able to do an energy session with Mayflower. And so I didn't do it when I was there physically with Mayflower, but I did a remote energy healing session on Mayflower. And so that was super cool because I've never done that with an animal before. So I thought it would be interesting to see how am I able to tap into the animal energy remotely? And then what does that look like with the spirit team? So it was an amazing experience. As soon as I connected with her, she knew I was there and that the team was there, and we were. It was a little more standoffish in the sense of spirits kept being on the outside instead of like coming a little bit closer because they didn't want to spook her. And she knew that we were there, so that was interesting because she kind of just put her head down and surrender and let us work on her. And then this was pretty cool. So I won't give all the details of the session because I feel like that's probably sacred to Mayflower, but I wanted to share that at the end. So when spirit's working on the person during the energy session, and I'm just an observer, right? So I can kind of see what is happening in the energy session. And when I was connected to Mayflower and I asked the archangels to come in. So the reason I do that is because I feel like if I'm able to open, it's like I have the key to open the door and then we can call the energy in. So I call in the archangels, and normally what happens, the way that I see it, is that when the archangels come in, they'll give me a number. And so as they're coming in, they just give me the number of how many of them are coming in, because a lot of times their energy is intense and it's super bright and I can't see. So that's how they communicate that to me. They give me a number. And this time there was only one, which has never happened. And normally it's anywhere from 4 to 17 that I've had before. And I don't know their names. They don't usually tell me who they are. I can only get the information that they're allowing me to get. And a lot of times I have to actually look down and just like use my hearing, like my energetic, intuitive hearing, or they'll give me messages like telepathically to write down. And so that's what I'm doing, is taking notes for the person or animal. And all of a sudden, the one that came in, he came through, and so here's Mayflower's pen. She's in a smaller pen because we got to keep her isolated, and she can't have a lot of movement because she needs that leg to heal. So all of a sudden, in the back corner there is Metatron. And so Metatron's an archangel. Now, I don't know this for sure, but the way that it feels to me is like there's an org chart, and I feel like I don't know what the org list is, like where everybody's at on there, but it feels equal to me except for Metatron. I feel like Metatron's at the top, and that's not to have a warped sense from if you were a fan of Transformers, like Megatron was at the top, right? So he was like an antagonist to the Autobots. So I thought, well, maybe I have that kind of sense from that, but no. After I did look some things up later, but when Metatron was there, he was doing healing on Mayflower, and because he knew his energy was a lot, he kind of just was like sprinkling energy, healing energy on her, and then he did like an adjustment on her hip, which is amazing because I've never seen like energetic chiropractor before, so that was super cool, and helped her hip. And then I did notice, so last week I visited with her, did the remote energy session on Wednesday, and then I came back this week to see her again physically. The first time she would barely come over by me. And I didn't know if it's just because, she was tired, it was the end of the day, too many people, or if my energy was too much or whatever. So this time, as soon as I walked into there's like a big, huge, it's kind of like a open airplane hangar is how it feels. I don't know that that's what it is, but that's how it feels. And then she's sort of towards like the mid to back. And when I walked in, she came right up to the gate and she was ready. And she doesn't like when people touch her, but she was ready. And so she put her head through the gate and she was like rubbing her chin on there. And she was probably telling me she wanted a snack because she knew I was there. But then I just put on some like healing frequency for her. And we just like, she just kept eyeballing me like, I know what you did to me. But her energy had shifted because last week I could feel she was very uncomfortable, but this week was very different. So we just had a different little connection, and that was super cool. Because a lot of times, like, I've done energy, or when I'm doing energy work, like my dogs will come and be by me, or like I have this like fun little amethyst roller that like the dogs love. So if I say like, hey, you want me to roll you? And then they run over and then they love this roller. So like they love the energy of the things, but and I've been able to like physically, do energy with them on their body, like with my hands to pull it up and down and all the places. But to do it remotely with an animal was the first time, and that was just super cool. So yeah, so I get to see Mayflower for the next few weeks, and we'll have Maisie and probably Maisie on the podcast, Maisie and Izzy maybe from the farm, to just kind of explain like about the farm, about the animals, having Highland cows. They have donkeys, they have A-frames that they've put up so people can stay there, all the cool things. So we'll share that information on the podcast as soon as we can. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of podcasts, so last week we had Kristen Joy on the podcast, which is out now, and the other videos available on this channel. And she was explaining how she does like biofeedback, clearing. It's a series of energy sessions, and it's visual, and where you get to see pictures and do clearings. And it just was like an in-depth energy session that I've done with her personally, and I can recommend because it was amazing. So yeah, and also if you feel that you would like an energy session, I'd invite you to check out my website. It's jenny-mckinney.com, and we can get you scheduled because energy is a little bit here and there and things are going all over the place. Or if you just need to connect, that's fine too. We can you could schedule like a 15-minute chat to see if energy would be something that would help with you and your situation. So that's it for this week, and I will put those resources here in the link in the description below. So I will see you again next week. I hope you have an amazing week. Hang tight for April because it's going to be a bumpy month, and I'll see you again next week. Okay, cheers. Stay hydrated and caffeinated and calm, if that's a thing. Okay, thanks. I'll see you again next time. Bye.